Hello campers, welcome back to the Casual Car Camper. I'm your host Brian, and today we're going to talk about Madera Outdoor. If you remember from my introductory episode, Madera Outdoor is how I got into this channel. I originally started out wanting to just do a review of their products and realized that, hey, I can talk about a lot of stuff. But today we're just talking about Madera Outdoor and their mission and their products. Their mission is to plant trees to repopulate forests. For every hammock they sell, they plant 2 trees, obviously so that you can hang a hammock between them eventually when they are large enough. And they have a lot of other items they sell, and they have a lot of items they sell both related to camping and camping hammocks specifically. They've come out with a lot of new accessory items like branded knives, branded headlamps, branded backpacks. Their hammocks, they've kind of whittled down a little bit. I'm going to start with a review on their hammocks today and some of the accessory items with them. The one cool thing about their hammocks is they do fold up into their bag, and when you unfurl them, the bag is actually part of the hammock. It's a small little pouch for you to either put your drink, your wallet, your keys, or if you have a lot of accessories that come in bags, you can put those bags in the pocket, and that way when you're ready to pack up and leave, all of your bags and storage is right with your hammock. Now, one of the things that I had issues with the hammock when I first got it is it came with this type of carabiner, which I'm going to get closer, you're not going to see my face, but this is usually sold with weightlifting equipment. It's a heavy-duty carabiner, but it's not locking. You can get sharp edges, which if they get run across your rope or get across your tree protection webbing, it could cut something, you could have an issue. Also, if something gets caught and this gets pulled down, it could slip out. They're not bad, but there's much better designs to use with your hammock. First thing I got to replace it with, this is a climbing carabiner. It's 7 kilonewtons, which I think is a little on the light side, but it's still fairly heavy duty, but it's very large, very bulky. It is locking though, and all of the edges are very smooth. It's designed to work with rope with no sharp edges, so you don't have to worry about cutting or fraying your rope by accident. And then when I bought this in a 2-pack for I believe around $5 to $10 from Wish. Link will be in the description below. This is a 5 kilonewton carabiner. It specifically says hammock carabiner in the description on wish.com. Again, locking, so you don't have to worry about it accidentally popping open. Rounded edges, so you don't have to worry about cutting the rope on your hammock. So that was the first change I made to the hammock. The issues I had with this hammock is I am 6'3" with a 42 to 44 inch chest, and I'm 230 pounds. This is not built for someone who's tall. I found it uncomfortable to get my length in, and then when it was in, it was not wide enough for me. I felt my shoulders getting pulled in by it. It would cocoon around me. I do not enjoy being cocooned. I don't buy the mummy style sleeping bags because I do not like that feeling. I like having space, being able to move my arms. So for me, this was not an optimal hammock. Madera only has one size. This size is probably good for smaller people, someone shorter than me, smaller chest, or enjoys that being hugged and held while trying to sleep feeling. It's probably fine for. I personally give it about a 5 because I had to buy parts to make it safer, in my view, and it was uncomfortable to sleep in. I tried sleeping, I just couldn't get comfortable. So this is about a 5. It's well made, it's nice material, it's just not designed for people like me, and they could do better. Now, my favorite item is their portable pillow, and the thing I love about this more than anything is every time I use it, I can fit it back in its pouch, which I have a hard time with inflatable stuff getting it back in the container, the bag that it came in. And this folds down really easy, goes back in the pouch. So I want to show you some items about this. One, it's a pretty good sized pillow, and it's got kind of a unique inflation system. Instead of the standard nozzle that you have to blow into, which can be difficult to make a seal and difficult to get the air out of, it's a ring with a button in the center with a notch, and there's 2 arrows here and here. You just line the button up with the 2 notches to inflate. And then to deflate, you do it 90 degrees to the notches, and you push down, turn it 90 degrees, and then just squeeze the air out. First, let me show you how easy this is to inflate. I have fairly good lung capacity, but that was 2 breaths. I've had smaller ones that took me 3 or 4, and felt like most of my lung power was just going to get the plastic out of the way. It inflates easily, it's fairly comfortable. It's both got some give, but it's also firm. So, and you can adjust it by adding a little more air, taking a little air out. I keep one of these in my car. I take them with me camping. I bought a set for my parents so that they can take them when they go on trips, in case the hotel doesn't have comfortable pillows or the relative they're staying with doesn't have comfortable pillows. So it's just a good all-around pillow. This is my 10 out of 10 item. I love this thing. And it's really easy, again, to deflate. Just push on the button, turn it 90 degrees, and now the valve is wide open. If you go 180 degrees, it's back to being locked. And first you just squeeze out the air to get most of the air out. Then you're going to fold one side to the halfway point, fold the other side to the halfway point. Start from the opposite end of your valve and just roll, trying to keep it even and pushing all the air towards the valve. Once you have most of the air out, you can put the plastic valve protector on, take your now rolled up pillow, put it into your little pouch, seal up the pouch, and you're good to go for your next adventure. The next item I got is some tree protectors for hammocks. The way these work is you wrap them around the tree, and then so you have adjustable ends here, and then you have your rope. What I find the best thing to do is run around the tree, run this through, this tightens around the tree, and then you have multiple points on which to clip on the carabiner that's connected to your hammock. And this rolls up really easy. I usually just take 2 fingers, roll around the 2 fingers. Try to keep it tight so it'll go back in the bag. It did come with a couple rubber bands, but I wore those out. I find that it's really not going to come undone that much as long as you keep it in the bag. This is about an 8. They work well. They're not too hard to set up. I have nothing to gauge them against. Otherwise, they probably would be higher ranked. I did purchase something similar from Wish, but I found it's way too short to go around most trees that I would want to hang my hammock from. I will probably use this alternatively to wrap around a smaller tree and hang a light, or I'll use it for my camp kitchen to hang items for. So this is mainly for hanging purposes. I have tried using it to protect a tree while I hung up the rain fly for the hammock. I have that on video, I'll show you. And it was a little difficult. I would recommend just getting tree protectors that are longer. I will have links to all these items down below in the description as always. The last thing I purchased from Madera Outdoor is a rain fly tarp. This is to go over the hammock to work as a sunshade. It's also waterproof to work as a rain fly. I'm not going to pull it all the way out. I did pull it out for the video, so you can watch the video and see it in full. The setup video, I did them in 2 separate parts. This I really like too. This is another 8 or 9. It doesn't set up too difficultly. The biggest issue I have with it is that all of the grommet points are the same color, so you have to lay the entire thing out flat on the ground to figure out what points go where. I'll show you real quickly. This is one of the tie-down points, the grommet points, and they all have the same yellow stitching, so you can't tell which ones are the north and south points that go onto the trees and which ones are the ones that go into the ground. So that actually I think reduces it to about a 7, but it's still a good unit. The ropes that come with it are reflective. They're pretty nice. I have found that the reflective rope, no matter who makes it or what it's from, if it's not going to really react to a diffuse light like a lantern, but it will react to a headlamp. So I also, again, Wish. Whenever I have a Wish comparison to an item, I will try and show you. I got this tarp. It's a tarp ground cover combination. It's made out of nylon, so you can use it as a ground cover. You can use it as a tarp. I used it to keep myself dry while cooking. It's, I believe, 5x8 or 10x8. It was relatively inexpensive. It's not too bad to set up. It did not come with any rope or anything, so that's something you have to keep an eye on if the tarp you're buying comes with guidelines or not. This did not come with guidelines, but the Madera Outdoor Rain Hammock did. It came with guidelines, and it came with the small metal stakes to put in the ground. They're fairly lightweight stakes. I'll probably end up replacing those because while I probably won't use the hammock because it's just not comfortable for me, I really do like the rain fly. I'll probably use it to go over my cook area so that I can keep the sun off me. I can have shade, or if it starts raining, I can stay dry. That's enough of me talking about the items. I'm going to insert the video of me setting up the tarp and kind of walking around it and showing you some information about the hammock and the tarp items right. Okay, campers, I hope you enjoyed that video. And as always, remember, as long as you're having fun, you're doing camping right.